Hello, 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 dreamers. Perla here. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So this is the Zodiac's weekly messages. This is for all of the regular Zodiac signs. This video will be timestamped. So let's jump right on in. This is take 3 for you, Aries. I kept on picking something up and I'm like, why is it going into like this euphoric type of energy though? So there's something from your past that you were thinking about a lot. There was something from your past that you were giving a lot of energy to, whether was a past romantic relationship or a past job or a situationship. There was something in your past where you were super like focused on being upset or being angry, being frustrated over the fact that you didn't walk away from something sooner. And the thing is that the moment that you realize that you showed up in that moment in time, how that version of you could navigate that space. And I feel that the moment that you release this anger or frustration that you have with yourself, you go into like this kind of like euphoric stage. It's almost kind of like this clarity opens something up in you that you're just like, whoa, I have really been holding myself back. I have been really like it's almost kind of like you were stuck in the past because of the fact that you were constantly upset or constantly like regretting the not walking away from something sooner, and that is what is being processed, that is what is being released for you this week. Now as I say that, there is a sense here that for those of you that this is relationship wise, you're either hearing or you're seeing like an ex making the same, like living the same patterns or the same cycle but with someone else, and you're looking at it from a point of like, I actually got out of that. So your perception or your viewpoint on that past situation is shifting this week, and it is bringing you into the space where again it's very euphoric. I kind of don't want to use the word, but that's kind of what it feels like. Oh, like I'm high, like, oh, like I can't even use like weed because like it never, I never really felt anything other than sleepy the couple of times that I tried it. But like think of something that what is like the closest thing that I take that would make me feel like that? I don't know, like when you're coming out of surgery or something like that, you're kind of like, ooh, like in between, like I don't know, kind of like that's what it feels like this euphoric high type of energy that is kind of like the wave that you're riding this week. And there's a sense here of really allowing yourself to land or to ground yourself in this new perception of it. I hope that that makes sense because that's really like the only thing that is coming up. There there are some of you that are wondering if this person is ever going to like come back and like apologize or something of that matter. I don't see it, my love. I don't see, at least for now. And again, we're talking about like the energy, the frequencies that are here, and what wants to come through right now is how it is that you're feeling and how it is that you are navigating that space. Because like again, just make sure that, because like even right now, like I'm still feeling it, and it's like it's gonna be a wave that you're probably gonna ride like the whole week. So just make sure that you're staying grounded, um as you're navigating this space. That's like the only way that I can see it. Like that's the only way that I can explain it. You're not imagining it. Like you're in this frequency where it's so euphoric. It's so like, like, and it's not like a dismissive energy. It's not that you're trying to dismiss anything. It's not that you're trying to suppress anything. It's like this is when you finally release something. Your body is like physically going to like this transmutation, and for whatever the reason it feels very euphoric. So you don't think that you took something by mistake. Don't think that you're going crazy, but also don't think that it's something that's going to last like your entire life. It is a state of being for a period of time. And I think the reason why you are experiencing this is because there may have been some spaces where you maybe didn't want to let go of certain perceptions or certain feelings, and by going into this euphoric space after you release this anger or this space, you realize that there's no need to hold on to anything from the past, and that the version of you that showed up during that relationship, during that situation, was a version of you that was able to navigate it at that moment in time. So for your closing message, we have the mummy, which is change. So there's definitely change happening here again. We are talking about like releasing something, about changing a perception. And it does have to do, again, like I said, with something from your past, and it does have to do with wait, sorry guys. It does have to do with somebody, like with someone else, like an ex or something of that matter. Where I don't feel like you blamed yourself for what they did to you, but you blamed yourself for staying in that situation longer than what you should. Um, well, that is all that I have, Aries. I'm gonna tap out of your energy because I don't want to be euphoric the entire time I'm reading. I mean, it's a nice place to be in, but um, nah, I'm good. Taurus. Taurus, once you make a decision, you need to stick to it. There has been a little bit of back and forth with you. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. What is that? What is the full phrase? It's like jack of all trades, master of none, right? It's part of the quote, right? Let me see if I can find it. I think that's how it goes. So it says, jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than the master of one. So while the first part is used to criticize the lack of focus, the full phrase highlights the value of having diverse, versatile skills. So when we look at this energy and you keep on going back and forth, you need to you need to make a solid decision, let's put it this way, as to what the main thing is going to be. So like if this is in a hobby, if this is like in a job or whatever, like a career or something that you want to create, you need to choose what the main thing is going to be, and then kind of like what supports the main thing. Does that make sense? So readings are like the main thing that I do, like on social media, right? But to support the readings, I also do energy work. So like I do energy transmutation for clients. I do, I prepare bath and teas and this and that. I do cleansings. Like there's a lot of other things that I do that support this, right? This is my main thing. And it's almost kind of like for some of you, you're needing you're needing to decide what your main thing is when it comes like either to a business or whatever it is, and then kind of go from there. The going back and forth and not knowing exactly what the priority should be is something that is having you feel a little bit unstable, is what I'm picking up. Now, there is a sense here that if this back and forth energy has anything to do with somebody else, or like you're you're trying to find like a common ground or something with somebody, I'm going to be completely honest with you, this is not about like somebody that you are in a relationship with. This is somebody that you're either co-parenting with, or somebody that you went that you had a recent breakup with, but there's something still tying the two of you together, whether this is children, finances, etc. You're going to have to make a decision to be a little bit more assertive and be a little bit more demanding on how it is that the structures of things are going to go. Up to this point, you have been very free flow and fluid with what the other person wanted or wants, and you've been very accommodating to them. But it is in an essence, I have something stuck to my the magnet pulled, the copper ring pulled my whatever. Forget it. So you have been very accommodating to someone, and it's coming at the cost of you, is what I'm picking up. And that is something that needs to change during this time. I hope that makes sense. So, you know, I don't know why I keep on hearing that same freaking quote in your head. It's like, yes, you want to be able to see your kids, you want to be able to have time with your kids, you want to be able to do things with your kids, but you also cannot um there has to be some type of structure or some type of consistency within it, and letting somebody else, like the other parent or whatever, solely be the one that navigates that or dictates that is not in favor of you. So we have the death. This actually came out for Sunday synchronicity message. The eternal cycle begins here. So every time that there's a death, there is the opportunity for a new beginning. So the way that something has been going on, or the way that you've been communicating, or the way that you've been doing, relationship, whatever it is, has to end. and you have to start in a new way, or you have to start doing things in a different way. Again, if you choose to. Otherwise, you're going to continue on feeling like this unstable energy, and you're going to still continue like someone or something outside of you has control over your life. Gemini, stop huffing and puffing. That's what I keep on hearing, like somebody huffing and puffing. Like, is this out of frustration, or is this out of like, are you out of breath because you're working out? For some of you, is like a little bit of both. And what do I mean by that? There's some type of situation that you find very challenging, or maybe there's a common ground that you haven't found with someone, whether this is at work or in your personal life, and you're either reaching out to like exercise or workouts or whatever to kind of like um release this energy of anger that you are experiencing at this moment. So all I keep on hearing is like you huffing and puffing, to be honest with you. And I mean, I'll say it this way: like, kudos to you for having an outlet where you can let out your frustrations, right? But always getting to the bottom as to why that is frustrating, or as to why that got you so angry, right? And it doesn't have to be something deep. It can just be like, yeah, this is who this person is all the time, and I'm done dealing with it. Or is it stemming from something deeper? And the only reason why I say that is because even if I get upset and I'm like, wait, is there something there? And Spirit was like, bitch, no, there's nothing there. Like, this person did this, and it warrants this feeling or this emotion, right? I'm always still curious, right? Because we always have to allow ourselves to be in a position, in a place where we're teachable, where we're available to learn, and to be curious about why it is that we're feeling certain ways, or why it is that we're navigating certain spaces. And that is kind of like what is happening this week, as you are in this space of like huffing and puffing, like, you know, you're working out, whatever it is that you're doing to release. I keep on hearing it's like it's about releasing some type of excuse me, guys. It's about releasing some type of like anger or frustration that is living within you in certain ways. Now, when I say that, rage, anger, whatever it is I think about it as fire. Like when it comes up, like I feel that as like a fiery, like, oh, like it can burn somebody. But it is something that is very much necessary. It's very much needed. When it comes out in a like, so I really want to say neutral, because that's what is coming up, like in a balanced and neutral way, meaning where the anger itself is not controlling you, but you are experiencing the anger. And I hope that that makes sense, because that is the way that it's coming up. So I don't want you to think like, oh, because I'm saying, oh, I'm not telling you not to be angry. I'm just saying that it's very normal, but do not allow the anger to control you, or the frustration to control you. And for a lot of you, it's like it's this space of waiting, is what I keep on hearing. Some of you are waiting on something, and you're getting frustrated. um you're getting frustrated about like the waiting time. You're getting frustrated that you have to wait. And it's funny because as I was saying, you know, I'm like, you know, the waiting, this is the card that flew out for you, was the midnight, the most magical hour of all. Whatever it is, again, that you are waiting for an answer, you're waiting for a solution to something, it is coming. It is coming. And you're going to be surprised that something worked in your favor. It's it's coming. I don't know what to tell you. So like, just hang in there a few more days. Cancers, there is this experiencing life or immersing yourself in life this week. Whether it is like with family or just going out, there's something about you wanting to experience, is what I keep on I'm hearing and I'm seeing. It's like, I want to feel, I want to touch, I want to like, you want to have your toes in the grass, like there, you just want to be out in the world. You want to, you want to connect with that. I keep like this unconditional love, or this. Mm, so for a while there was this space where you weren't exactly sure what was missing, or you weren't exactly sure if something was missing. And you may have, or maybe you're just starting this week to practice gratefulness, and see what this whole shit is about, right? Like when we practice sitting in gratefulness and sitting in these spaces, and how people talk about like how it transforms their life, because your perception starts to change, which then starts to change your reality. and and for a lot of you, like either a trip or just taking a couple of days and just experiencing nature at its state, or whatever it is bringing this oneness energy to you, where you're basically falling in love with the curiosity of what is out there. And when I say that, it's like for those of you cancers that are listening to this, this may be a new venture for you, or this may be a new space for you. The whole spirituality aspects of things. You may have dove into this spiritual journey out of curiosity, or even so more to prove something wrong, if that makes sense. And in that midst of that space, spirit is showing you the beauty that lives within you and the beauty that lives within all, if that makes sense. So there is an, excuse me guys, there is an overflow of like joy and love and etc. And it's like it's gonna just deepen you, it's going to deepen you more into your curiosity of what the spiritual world has to offer. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle for your closing message. Oh, I really like that. I love seeing people's beginning, like the journey, when the journey begins. The werewolf exploring wildness. It's what you're doing. You're curious. You're exploring. And I'm going to say this: you are cautiously opening yourself up. You are cautiously aware of what it is that you want to really investigate a little bit more, what it is that you want to go into a little bit more, and I really like this because you're taking. Which I want to use the word control. Excuse me, guys. And I swear to you, I'm not sleepy. I'm like so energized, but for some reason, I'm just yawning today. And so for some of you, it's like you're allowing yourself the flexibility of going into these curious spaces, but you're not losing full control. And for some reason, the control aspect of it is something that is very important to you. Now, for those of you that you've been in a spiritual path or whatever for a very long time, this is about reconnecting with a spiritual practice or a spiritual ritual or something of that past that you may have walked prematurely away from. Okay. Leos, Leos, there is a, you're getting some, and as I'm saying that, like I'm just noticing like the things that I'm doing, guys, because again, the messages come in different ways, and I keep on, as I was tapping into your energy, I reached for my phone, and I don't have anything to look at in my phone. I'm being completely honest, but I reached out into my phone, and this excitement energy came over me. So there is either there's some type of unexpected news in your favor coming through this week. Whether it's coming through the mail, whether it's coming through the phone, like text, email, etc. There's something favorable coming in, and I'm not gonna lie, like you're so like if you're getting a phone call from someone, it may be from like a number that you don't recognize, right? But the moment you pick up, it's like you recognize the voice on the other side. It's something of that matter. Somebody has some type of like good news or something to share with you, and hold on, guys, because now it's getting into my eyes, and it's like some of you can't believe it. Like, am I reading this correctly? Am I seeing this correctly? I can't believe it. Like a good example would be like, if you have like when you were like in high school or whatever, and you apply it to like, let's say like 5 colleges, and it's like you got into all 5 of them, and you're just like, I can't believe this, I can't believe this, like I thought I was gonna get into like 2 maybe. Like that type of, it's like a life-changing type of situation that is coming your way, that is shifting, that has shifted, excuse me, and now it's coming in. It's like arriving to you, so you're finally getting the yes or the outcome that you wanted in a situation, but it's catching you off. It's catching you. Ooh, excuse me. It's catching you by surprise because there was a part of you that expected this to take another like year or two to manifest. Alrighty. All right. Give me a closing message. Just need one, spirit. Give me a closing. Give me one card for the closing message. Why am I having two right here? So we have the witch, the earthly weaver of the world, and then we have the underworld, where all things pause and begin again. You definitely have this sense of, I want to say, determination with seeing something through, or determination an unwavering faith or trust that this was going to work for you. Even though part of you, and I'm being completely honest, so dear, sit with me for a moment. So you knew the spirit was going to make this happen for you. You knew that your spiritual team is there. They're working their magic. They're working on your behalf, or whatever, whoever it is that you pray to, you believe in, worship, etc. But in order to deal with the waiting period, you told yourself that this was going to take X amount of time, but you still stay true to the fact that this is going to come to pass. This is going to come to pass. And then the minute that you stopped reciting, oh, it's going to take another year, it's going to take another 2 years, and you just kind of like started speaking out like, this is going to happen, this is happening, this has happened, this has happened, I am ready, this happened, oh my God, whatever words you want to use, right? But once you took the time frame out of it, this instantly happened for you. It just happened. And again, it's catching a lot of you by surprise, Leo. Virgos. Virgo, you're taking a detour this week? Or you're wanting to take a detour in something? I keep on seeing like detour, whether it's for some of you, you're scouting. You're scouting another I keep another location, another location, another location. So for some of you, like you're either looking for another job or you're looking to like move. There is this like scouting energy coming through, like something wanting to change something or wanting to move, whether this is your house, whether this is work or etc. It's like there is some type of major change that you want in your life, and you're scouting or you're looking to see how it is that this can come to pass. Now for others of you, this can be as simple as like changing careers, but in a sense where you are now more focused on creating something for yourself than necessarily working for someone else or necessarily just collaborating with other people. There is a sense, and I'm going to say this, and some people are going to think that you are an opportunist, but there is somebody that you have been either collaborating with, like maybe one or two people, or somebody that you worked with or whatever, that has allowed you, or that it is allowing you to make other connections. So whoever it is that you're collaborating with is really big in the field of whatever it is that you do, and by collaborating with them, you're able now to network and go out on your own on something. So that's probably like the detour that you're taking. It's like you're finally taking the leap and doing something of your own, or you're pushing your own thing. So like very easy, like you could have been collaborating with someone on like, and I'm gonna use just my example because like I'm what I do. Like I could have been collaborating with somebody like, oh, let's do some cleansing bath and some crystal bracelets and this and that, and this person may have had like a higher following or this and this and that. These people, like their store could have been going off or whatever, but through my collaboration with them, now I'm able to have people follow me. I'm able to have people come to my store, and or I may just launch my own thing. That's kind of like the energy that I'm picking up here. Now again, to some people that may be like, oh, well, you were using somebody, this and this and that. No, because like I don't see the other person getting upset. I feel like the other person, whoever it is that you were collaborating with, was encouraging you to go on your own, to do this on your own. They were like your testing period to solidify within you that you were able to do it. And I feel that that person, whoever it is, was aware that that was their role in your life. Does that make sense? So why is it that I'm bringing this up? Because again, if you talk to other people that are not within the space, or people looking in from the outside, they may assume that you're an opportunist, but they don't really know what it is that's going on behind the scenes and between you and this person. So this is where not caring so much about what other people's perceptions are of you is very important. Okay, Virgo? Alrighty. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card for Virgo. What is your closing message, Virgo? What is Virgo's closing message, Spirit? We have the mummy. The mummy keeps coming out for everybody. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the black cat, which talks about fortune meets opportunity. And you have the change. So there is change here that is working to benefit you, that is working on your behalf. So please take advantage of this networking, take advantage of this collaboration, whatever it is for you, because it is bringing you the opportunities that you need to create the lifestyle that you want, my love. Libra, and I'm laughing because like as soon as I tap into your energy, Libra, you're just like, oh no, don't come for me, and I'm not coming for you. I pretty much see that you're having a pretty grounded week this week. There is some type of balance that you've been able to find within your spiritual and your earthly body, like your spiritual body and earthly body, and about finding that balance between the two and living your life from that space. So was this part of the I think I want to say this may have been part of the collective reading. Don't quote me on it because I haven't seen the reading. But for some reason I keep hearing you said it in the collective reading. Because again, guys, I do these, and when I'm done, I'm done. I don't even remember half the shit I say. I'm being completely honest. Um, but there's something here about combining the two and finding the balance, right? For where a lot of you may have been in a space where like it may have been all work 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 work, and you would ignore your spiritual practices, or you would take like a week off from work and all you did was spirituality, but you wouldn't lift a finger in your house. And it's like about finding that balance, that dance that is in alignment with you and living from that space. And that is what you're finding during this time, that let's say if something from your past is coming through, or if you're dealing with some type of repetitive pattern or repetitive perception or thought or storyline or whatever it is, you're grabbing or you're holding on to your spiritual self, and you're like, okay, I see it now. How do I grow in this space? Like, how do I grow in this space? And when the practical aspect of it comes through, you combine the two, right? So like one of the example that I used when I think in the collective was about my cup, right? I do remember. That's sad because I remember grabbing the cup, and it's about like when I was cutting the slices of the cucumbers and the lemon, I was speaking life into it. When I was filling up the water, I was speaking life into it. So that is how you bridge the spiritual into the physical. It doesn't have to be like this whole I need to light up a candle, I need to do all of these rituals and things like that. It's like you set the intention, you speak over your life. At every moment, like before I step out of my house and I'm gonna get behind the wheel, it's like I'm going, and I don't even say it out loud. It's something that can't, like, I just do unconsciously. Like if I'm gonna go somewhere, oh, there's gonna be no traffic, and I drive and there's no freaking traffic, or I'm not gonna hit that one red light, and I won't hit a red light. And it's about connecting, like, building that bridge between the two, so that you can safely live from that space and you're not at war with yourself. Because when you're trying to do one or the other to the extreme, it feels like you're being pulled in two different directions, and it feels very much taxing on your physical body and taxing on your spiritual well-being. Alrighty. Alrighty. So like a good example would be like, like people that go to church only on Sundays, but then Monday through Saturdays they live. And again, this is no judgment. I'm using this as an example. So like sometimes you'll know people that are religious. I'm not calling out any specific religion, right? And for 6 days they live the opposite, or they live disconnected from their belief. And then one day a week, whether that's Sunday, Saturday, whatever it is, they're completely immersed in it, and then the following day comes and they drop out of it. So they're not connecting the two, right? They're not connecting the two. It's either one or the other, but never both combined. That is kind of like the energy that I'm talking about. And that is what you're finally finding, that balance between the two. A lot of people are always like, when you speak to spirit, when you speak to God, the universe, whatever it is that you connect with, it is not something that you go to only when you are in need, and it is not something that you go to only to ask for things. When I want to talk to spirit, I sit down, and it's like the same way I talk to a friend. I'm like, yo, seriously, like, what the fuck was this? Like, I know you told me, but you should have told me like how severe this is gonna be. And I mean, that's just like I'm saying it, but like what I'm trying to get to the fact is like I am constantly speaking to spirit like they're physically here, like in front of me, right? Because I am continuously listening to spirit every single moment of my life, through what it is that I feel, to what I taste, to what I smell, to what I hear, and etc. Alrighty, so Libra's closing message for Libra spirit. We have two cards. I keep on getting this. I think you guys are all pretty much in the same frequency this week, and I know you guys don't want to hear that, but there's definitely like this big release energy happening this week. So we have the midnight, the most magical hour of all, and then we have death, which is the eternal cycle begins here. So there's definitely this sense where you guys are finding this balance because that part of you that kept on wanting to have your physical reality separate from your spiritual reality, that has come to an end. That perception has changed, and I was like, this is like the magical hour. This is the time where everything just falls into place, and I really 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 love that energy for you guys, and I am rooting for you. Scorpios, you are you're finally feeling like something has come into I know I moved it, guys. Give me a second. Because you know it's gonna drive Perla crazy. You finally feel like something has where did it go though? Okay, because I'm like, where did it go? You finally feel like something has come into alignment for you. There may have been a little hiccup or something within the space. For a lot of you, this is a relationship and a connection. Is as I'm feeling that I'm feeling a pull or a tug when it comes to like my uterus. So there, and when I say that, no, it's not about like, yeah, for some of you, you may be pregnant or somebody you're with may be expecting. But for others of you, there's just this nurturing space coming from this connection. Um, there's a nurturing space coming from this connection. Okay, that just shifted in a different direction. That's not where I thought it was going. Um, why are you someone is looking towards the past, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know if it's you or maybe somebody that you were with. There may be somebody from your past like looking into your life or trying to figure out what it is that you're doing, um or maybe someone in your current partner's life. Like there's something here about someone's past relationship trying to influence a current relationship. Now is this the all right, guys, hold on, because this is getting to me right now. Like I'm like, because I feel very much here that there's a connection here that you felt that was magical, was everything. It was in alignment with you, and then there was a hiccup, and then now you feel like it's back on track. But then here comes the past, is what I keep on hearing. Here comes the past. Now, whether this is like past memories, whether this is a past person trying to come through, or whatever it is, there's something tying you to the past that is not fully allowing something in the now to fully move forward. Now, with that, you're gonna have to use your own discernment. If somebody from your past is trying to come back in, you know that you're done with them, you need to like not fall back for it. Okay, there is a space here where someone is saying like, I may be with this person, but I've never stopped loving you. And it may be somebody that is saying it to you. Maybe you've moved on with somebody, and somebody from your past is like, I know that you moved on, but I've never stopped loving you. I'm never going to stop loving you. I'm always going to wait for you. It's that type of a dynamic where someone is trying to like physically move on with somebody else, and the past comes in saying like, we're not done, or this like we're not done, is what I keep on hearing. And they may not be done, but I very much see you being done with them. Okay, I love that. And you're not there. I'm sorry, I needed to you're not responsible for someone else's space of like not letting you go, or somebody else like not, you're not responsible for somebody still being stuck on you. Scorpio is what I want to say. So we have the scrying, which is the intuition, and then we have zombie, which is control. And what is funny about these two cards is the fact that intuitively you know that somebody is like not over you, or that somebody wants to come back around, or maybe this is you, maybe you want to go back to somebody. Like, again, these are general readings, so apply the energy where you sit fit. But you're being told right now that you are in control as to how it is that this unfolds. Like, are you going to put at risk what you have now to go back to something from your past, or to entertain something from your past? Or are you going to stay on track this time around? And and again, for some of you, it's for not for some of you, for all of you is a choice, but you have to choose what it is that you want. Just because somebody from your past is coming back around doesn't mean that you have to allow them back into your life. Sagittarius, Sagittarius. Something's lost. Something's lost. Have you lost some type? I don't know. Hmm, have you been depending on motivation to get certain things done? Or are you consistently showing up regardless of how you feel? Because something is lost here. And I keep on hearing it's like somebody's lost their motivation, but you still need to work through it or you still need to keep moving forward. Motivation can be very good for igniting a passion, for taking that first leap, that first step. But the discipline that you have within yourself, showing up for yourself, is what is going to determine whether you get to that set final goal or whatever it is for you. And for some of you, like the initial motivation of something has been lost, and you're almost kind of like pushing through. And when I'm going to use this as an example, right? So imagine that you started working out, and the first week you show up, you're giving 100% to every single workout, and the second week you're giving 100%, and then around third week, there's like one day when you wake up and you're like, I'm really not feeling this, and then you have to make a choice. Are you still going to show up even if all you can give is 30%, or are you just going to skip completely? And then what you do in that moment is going to determine your outcomes. If you skip, it's going to become a pattern that when you don't feel motivated, you're not going to show up, which is going to delay the results that you want. But if you show up and you know that all you can give is that 30% or 20%, but you show up, that consistency brings you to that set goal a lot faster. And that is a choice, again, that you're going to have to make, my love. Stop looking for another, like another, I keep on hearing swoosh, I know that's not a word, but you're looking for another swoosh of energy. I'm gonna put it this way: you're looking for another burst of motivation to push you through this, and spirit is like, no, this is where you prove to yourself what you're truly made of. When there is no motivation, when everything, like your thoughts, your body is telling you, oh, you don't have to do it, oh no, it's okay, you can wait till tomorrow. And you have to have discernment. Is that your spirit asking for rest? Or is that part of a narrative that you've used in the past not to be accountable for the things that you've committed to? Okay? Because there's a huge difference. All right, so let's get a closing message for Sag. We have the owl. Wise seeing, wise action. Again, discernment, having, the wisdom that you have based on your past experiences is what is what is gonna allow you to make the right choice in this decision. Even though this initial motivation is gone, you still need to show up, my love. You still have to put the work in. So, and again, I just use the exercise thing as an example. This can be in a relationship, this can be in your finances, this can be career wise, but you need to make sure that you show up, Sag. Capricorns, brace yourself this week, I want to say. Brace yourself. Something major is coming, something big is coming. There are these, all right, let's do one at a time because you're jumping around a little too much. There's this big explosive energy that is coming in a form of opportunities. Um, being ready to receive these opportunities and being ready to, I keep on hearing, being ready to have the discernment of which opportunities to take. And there is a sense here that if you're not, like, if you don't feel ready, is what I want to say, it may, hmm, okay, I'm trying to figure out the words to put it in a way that sound logically, if that makes sense. So there are opportunities that are coming your way when it comes to career and finances, and even love. Even though love is probably like a 1%, I'm gonna be honest. This is mainly finances and career, Capricorns. This is your season of building, just in case you didn't know. Anyways, there are opportunities that are coming your way within finances and career that are going to seem a little too good to be true. And you're going to have the discernment when taking these opportunities that you're not allowing them to go by, or that you're not refusing them out of some type of fear of success, or fear of being seen, or fear of failure, or whatever it is. but instead standing in the truth and in the knowing that these opportunities that are presenting themselves at this moment in time is what you've been working for, and that you are ready in mind, in spirit, and body to take on these opportunities. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky, because as I'm seeing this energy, I see this. You know, I want to erase it, and I'm trying to erase it. It's like a freaking going away, right? There is somebody from your past, and I know that we hate hearing that, but there's somebody from your past that always wants to tag along or come back into your life when said opportunities are coming in. Now, for some of you, this is going to be an ex lover. For some of you, this is going to be an ex friend or somebody that you really don't talk to. The whole point is that this person, and again, I need you to think a little bit outside the box here with me and think about in terms of energy, and think about in terms of like the contract that you make before coming into this world, right? There is a specific energy that every time you're at this tipping point, right? Like, okay, this is where I'm at, and I want to go here, and I'm about to flip and be there. But there's this energy that its job is to come and cause a little bit of chaos or cause a little bit of confusion to see if you're finally going to take the leap or not. And it comes in through the form of someone from your past. So like if it's an ex that wants back into your life, or an ex that wants to fight with you, an ex that wants to, you know, destroy you, somebody that wants to talk shit about you, somebody that wants to expose you, somebody that is the energy that I'm talking about. Now, how it is that you manage or how you deal with that energy is going to be up to you, right? There are very simple things that, you know, there are incantations that you can say, there are spells, prayers, whatever you want to call them, that you can speak over that energy so that it doesn't interfere with what it is that you are about to embark in, if that makes sense. um I usually, and I know that this is going to sound so crazy to some of you, but I am a very practical person. And again, I choose to live my life on my spirit. And when spirit speaks to me and tells me this is what you're going to say, this is what you're going to say. And I don't question, I do it, and I do it in the authority of who I am. So a simple thing would be like because I usually, again, I sense this energy like usually about a week or so before it's gonna come. And I was sensing, and I, because I love to play. I'm not gonna lie, I am that person. I love to play, so I usually go like, "Oh, I see you," and I'll be like, "Come over here," and I'm like, "I see you," but guess what? That's as close as you get. You're not welcome in this space, and then that's it. And that's it. And that is literally it. And to kid you not, this person may reach out and just be like, "Hey," and then you see like the bubbles, and then they disappear, and that's it. And that's as close as they can get to me as a hey, and that's it. And then I look at it and I'm like, you know what? 5 years ago, 6 years ago, that whole situation would have turned into a whole situation that would have distracted me from taking the opportunities that are right in front of me. So that's the way that I want you to look at this energy. I am a big believer that there are so many different tools that people can use, but really listening to your spirit and really allowing spirit, God, universe, whatever it is that you connect with to guide you is the best thing that you can do. What works for me, what works for my spirit, works for me because of the discipline that I have within my spiritual practice, because of how I eat, because of how I work out, because of the things that I do, the things that I abstain from, etc., etc. Now, when I say that, it is not that I am better than anyone else. It is that I live my life in a specific way. Now, if you live your life in a different way, what I am doing is not necessarily going to work for you. What I am doing may need to be tweaked a little bit so that it goes in alignment with your spirit. So I was actually talking to, as we're shuffling this closing message, I was actually speaking to a client the other day, and I had sent her a bath, and I had sent her a bath and a tea and this and that. And I wrote down an incantation to go with it. And I told her, I was like, when and the incantation was sent through email, and I was like, I want you to take a piece of paper, and I told her what I wanted to do, and I was like, but at the beginning of the incantation and at the end of the incantation, you need to personalize it. And she goes like, what do you mean? I'm like, whatever your spirit tells you to do. That can be something as simple as using just like a phrase, or using or drawing something, drawing a heart, drawing a flower, um whatever it is, spelling your name backwards, whatever. Like, and what I'm trying to say is like, okay, I do the structural, right, of the incantation. So I do So I am facilitating a space, right? But isn't ultimately so that this person can then take that tool and personalize it in a way so that what it is for manifests a lot faster, right? And that's kind of like how I always work with people in general, because I am a huge believer that we're here to lead by example. And in order for me to help anyone is to allow you to find that light inside of you that allows you to then walk your path and your purpose without having to depend on anybody else. Does that make sense? All right. So Capricorn, your card is the Jack-o'-lantern. What is it? Protection. Protection. You're protected. So I want you really to take advantage of these opportunities, take the leap, and stop. Like, don't focus. Like, even if this person reaches out with a text, hey, whatever, you are not obligated to respond, Capricorn. Okay. Okay. Aquarius, you've been asking for clarity, you've been asking for the truth in something, you've been asking for something to be revealed to you, and now it is coming. Now, as I say that, I want to remind you that whatever it is that is being revealed to you or shown to you is exactly what you asked for. And what I mean by that is like, if what is being revealed, so like whether this isn't your your financial situation, your romantic relationship, or whatever it is, there is some type of truth that you're seeing that you're not very happy about. But remember, you're getting exactly what you asked for. You wanted the truth of a situation. You didn't say what outcome you wanted. Okay. So for those of you that this is like, so this is where we talk about like speaking over your life. You have to be very specific. The more details you give the universe as to what it is that you want, the the better the outcome. So if, let's say, you want a new job and you're like, I want a new job, I'm ready for a new job, I'm ready for a new job, I'm ready for a new job, and Spirit's like, oh, you want a new job? Okay, we're gonna take away the current one, and then in 2 weeks you're gonna get the new one. And it's like you're just like, wait, I just freaking got fired. And Spirit's like, yeah, you wanted a new job. And then you start freaking out because you are unaware that the new job is like 2 days away or 3 days away, right? And it's almost kind of like that space where you can speak into creation what it is that you want. Like, all right, a simple thing. I remember like years ago, I was like, I want a new car. And I was stuck in my head and I was like, you know what? I'm getting a new car. Guess what? Perla went for a drive. Perla was at a red light and a car came from behind, slammed into me, shoved my car into the car in front of me. And when I got out of my car, I'm like, seriously? Like, I was at a red light. You know what the person said? I didn't see you there. He was like, your car wasn't there. And then a second later, it was there. And I'm like, how the heck did you not see my car? I was seriously behind another car at a red light and you didn't see my car. And then a couple of weeks later, I had a new car. Whereas to now, when I wanted a new car, I said, I'm getting a new car and I'm getting this car. And my current car is going to be the kids' practice car for when they get their permit. Because I was like, there's no way in hell that I am rushing into anything, or that I want to get into another car accident, or that I want my car to break down. I didn't want my car to break down. I didn't want to lose my car, my then current car. So I spoke into what it was that I wanted and how, like what I was not willing to lose in the process of it. Now, does that work every single time or does it work with every situation? No, because there are things that you are to let go of, right? There are certain things that you are meant to let go of, and those are usually the situations where you can word it however you want, but if you're needing to release something or let go of something, Spirit is going to make a way for you to let go of that. Okay. All righty. We have joy, rejoicing in the present time. So again, you're getting your answer for something, and instead of focusing on the fact that you didn't get the outcome that you wanted, or that this is hurting, or whatever it is, rejoice in the fact that Spirit deliver. Spirit deliver. Now you're moving forward. When you ask for something, my love, be very clear in what it is that you are speaking out. Okay. Okay, Aquarius. Pisces, you're either in the dating scene or you're locking in with someone. There's some type of comforting love energy that is surrounding you guys, that is keeping you guys very why is it keeping you grounded though? That's the way it is coming through. There's somebody that you're connecting with, or somebody that you recently started dating, that makes you feel safe. Your nervous system feels at ease when you are with them, when you are around them. There is There's a lot of healing happening in this connection for you. These were aspects or parts of yourself, let's put it this way, that needed healing when it came to connecting to somebody romantically. But these were aspects that needed to happen in connection to someone else. I don't know if that makes sense. So you know, when you go through a breakup, is you know, we always advise, like, you know, take time, heal from what happened, you know, grieve, etc., before moving into another relationship. But there are certain parts that it doesn't matter how much healing you do on your own, you won't really know if you're really healed from something until you're in a similar situation. And for some of you, is like being in this connection, being in this relationship is showing you just that. And it is allowing you to finally allow those spaces within you to finally heal and to finally let go. It is a very beautiful connection. It is a connection that, again, is allowing you to grow as you're in it. And whoever it is that you're with, and I don't care whether you're a man or a woman, but whoever it is that you're with is not just very emotionally mature, but they're also very spiritually mature, where it is like this balance, give and take energy that the two of you have. It's like these unspoken words, these little gestures where you guys are so in sync with each other that half the time words are not even needed. I really love that for you. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card for your closing message, Pisces. Hmm. The werewolf, we have exploring the wildness. There is definitely the space of you exploring what this feels like for you. Again, I keep on hearing like your nervous system is regulating. Now that looks different for that may look different for men and women, right? Usually with women, they can become, and again, this is just an example. I'm not saying that it's like this with every woman and every man. I'm just putting it as an example in case you're having a hard time relating to it. So in women, it can become, you know, you can become defensive, you can become like you shut down, you start to distance yourself physically, you start to always be on guard, always be in a fight or flight type of situation. It can manifest when it's like when your nervous system is irregular with the person, it can manifest like physically and things like that. And in a man, it can be this space where, again, you emotionally detach from the person you're with. You are absent from the relationship. You try to control certain aspects of the relationship, or you just completely like check out, right? And with this current person that you're with, all of that space is being regulated. Now both of you are able to openly speak, and both of you feel like you're being heard, like you're being seen. So it is a connection that you haven't experienced in the past, and that in itself can be a little triggering. And recognizing that, yeah, this is, you know, the triggering part is when you get upset with yourself, like, damn, this was possible and I was wasting my time with that. And it's like about, again, forgiving that version of yourself that allow yourself to be in those situations that, you know, cause chaos to your nervous system, that didn't serve you, that were draining you, etc. Because guess what, being in those situations allowed you to grow and to see that you are to stop living from a place when it comes to relationship about someone's potential, and instead connect with who that person is now. And that is what you're doing. So like these people in the past, you were connecting to the potential in them to be safe, and the potential in them to be in alignment with you. But you weren't. You were living with the reality of who they were, and the reality of who they were was not in alignment with what it was that you wanted. Now this person, you're connecting to the truth of who they are. You're not so much focusing on their potential, you're focusing on how it is that they are showing up, and they're showing up consistently. Again, whoever this person is very spiritually mature and very emotionally mature. And that is all that I have, guys. Well, as always, sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.